appreciate that. But I think overall, people will realize that we are very resilient and we can actually recuperate from that much better. And we are in the best position, everybody in this family, to actually not recuperate, but riding the wave in a very growth-minded way. So we are at the top of the hour. I would like to welcome everyone. Thank you very much for being on the call, taking the time from your Saturday afternoon. I know the weather is nice and everybody wants to be outside, but you are here for a reason. And I'm sure you will find lots of value and benefit here. Now, it is my absolute pleasure to introduce a man that, and I had this opportunity to do that right now after all this time of being active within the team. I'm so honored to introduce a man that I proudly call my mentor, and I consider him my mentor. And not only he's a humble and caring human being, but really he is the embodiment of inspiration, transformation, and empowerment. He's a 3 times Purple Heart awardee, and he's a retired Marines. He's also a masterful teacher and educator, and he's worked and shared his knowledge and expertise with so many Fortune 500 corporations. But moreover, and I could be speaking about him all day. Moreover, I consider him, he's the Hurricane Force Category 7 that is driving the North American ASCIRA team. And I was looking for a higher category, but I couldn't find it. He's truly, truly a force to be reckoned with. And it is my absolute pleasure to actually introduce him to the call this afternoon. The floor is all yours, Dr. O. Please go ahead, and we're looking forward to receiving your presentation.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Ahmed. I am absolutely so excited to be here and to be sharing with everyone today. Thank you so much for that beautiful introduction. And for, those of you who don't know Ahmed, I'd be remiss if I didn't say a few kind words about this amazing man, this amazing soul, this amazing human being, and amazing entrepreneur amongst everything else. And I had the opportunity to meet Ahmed just a little less than a year ago, and we met at an entrepreneurial event, and just right away we connected. Besides having the same haircut for the longest while, we have a lot in common. We have a lot of the same family values. He is tremendously down to earth, loves helping people, and he is absolutely a family man, which is the same values and principles I hold. So I'm absolutely excited to be able to be hosted by you today. I appreciate you, your time, and I'm humbled to be able to work with you and go on this journey together. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I am Obom Bowen, the Obom Bowen, the one and only. Yes, it's like Obama, but twice as good looking. And according to my wife, I listen to her. So today I have the chance to just share with you. And before I jump into anything here, pictured here with me is, my beautiful, amazing family, AKA my leadership team. On the left-hand side, I'll talk a little bit more about this young lady later on in our presentation, why it's very important while we're here today. Because if you're a speaker, author, trainer, entrepreneur, someone who actually wants to get your message out to the world, the number one reason most coaches, trainers, and entrepreneurs don't pretty much get their message out to the world on a platform, digital platform or online, is because of 2 things. Number 1, financially they can't afford to, or number 2, they get so overwhelmed. But this young lady, Ms. Fasana Patel, here on the left, on the leadership team, I launched my 8th company last year, and we've been connected together for just over about a year and a half now, and getting to know each other. But we really started building a more personal relationship, working together almost like a year ago. And almost 9 months ago now, we launched the Outcomes and Breakthrough Mastermind. Now, why is this important? I'm going to give you some context before we actually get into the content here today that we're sharing. Is that we launched the company, and within the first 6 months, we've built that company very successfully to 335%. So the company was doing very well. But here's the thing. We were doing a lot of 2-day mastermind training courses and upsell into one of our higher end programs. So the base course of that program was $5,000 on a 75% discount, which is normally $40,000. So she's the CEO of global operations for the OB Mastermind, and we started building that together. But what happened is it was fun. We were traveling the world, having a great time. Every weekend we were in either a different country, state, or province around the world. But for those of you who know me and those who don't, I actually have a 2-year, well, last month she turned 2 years old. So my 2-year-old daughter and my beautiful wife, I was away from them every weekend. So Fasan and I were traveling basically 4 days out of the week. And by the time I got home, it was really just enough time to sleep, work out, pack, and get on a flight again. So that wasn't as sustainable as we wanted it to be. And we were in search of really finding a platform where we can put our course and content on to still be able to impact billions of lives around the world, earn more income by doing less work, and then choose how we wanted to do it. So the gentleman to her right is Mr. Vinny Cochran. He's my most favorite person on planet Earth. And for some of you who don't know, you might say, well, Dr. O, I thought you love your wife. Why wouldn't your wife be the most favorite person on planet Earth? Well, she comes right after this guy, because if it wasn't for Vinny, there wouldn't have been an Anna. See, he started a business in the network marketing industry years ago. I happen to have joined that business, so he was my mentor there. But this is why he's my favorite person on planet Earth. At one point in my life, I was going through really bad depression, suicide ideation, PTSD, really bad. And this gentleman actually helped me bring my life back together. So his role in the OB Mastermind is our global expert on leadership. He is the leadership expert, spent 30 years in the Marine Corps on leadership, served with some of the greatest. So he's been my mentor for so many years, and now he's a best friend. And then Miss Annie Koshi to his right is our ninja. Look at that amazing smile that she has. She is a superstar, supermodel. And I'm not just saying that, like she literally is a supermodel and a superstar. She actually just released a new movie just last week. So it's just amazing. She is an award-winning author. She's such a wonderful person. And of all the hats she holds and the things she does within the organization here, she is called the Ninja. And then to her right, Miss Stephanie Boland, this young lady too, another award-winning international author. She's also a Guinness World Record holder and a barrel racer. Go look it up on Google, because I didn't know what it was before. And then to her right is Mr. Robert Raymond Riopel, the other aerodynamic dude. Robert is just one of the most amazing trainers that you'll ever see. So we have a star-aligned team here, and Robert and I actually connected years ago, and when I wanted to take my business to another level, I hired Robert as my accountability coach, and he was keeping me accountable. And right at the turn of when COVID hit, Robert was another speaker, trainer, entrepreneur, 18 years sharing his message and passion, and was looking for a platform to put his content on, which he actually recently just did about 2 weeks ago, and his content is on our platform. So if you're a speaker, trainer, author, coach, or entrepreneur, just like any of these key leaders here, this presentation today may be of interest and importance to you, because here at ASCIRA, and this is what I really want to share with every single one of you today, is this: we are the world's first social lifestyle community. So what we are sharing and proposing here to you today is a social lifestyle learning ability and who we are as a company. So picture this before I jump into the information some more and dive deep. And then I'm going to go through it really fast. And what we're going to do here also is at the end, we're going to just take some time, especially just to answer questions that you might have, because there's two things I'm going to do here in this presentation today. One, I'm going to share with you the opportunity to become a content provider with ASCIRA, meaning this: we're asking you as a professional to volunteer your content on our platform. In return for that, we're going to brand you. We're going to produce your content. Now, granted, there is an audition process to make sure that you are vetted correctly, and I'll show you what that process is here. But we want to be able to brand you globally. So if you were looking to be branded in Asia, in India, in the Emirates, pretty much the entire world, to our platform, of which will be billions of individuals. This is day 108 since the company is in its pre-launch phase, and we officially launch in October. But between now and then, as we build out the platform with you, and I'll give you some examples of some of the other professionals who are on here, then you provide your content. We actually shoot you professionally in our studios. We record it, we edit it, we do all of it professional in movie quality, which for the average content provider, this takes or costs the company, therefore, somewhere between $10,000 to $18,000. That means that includes your flight to one of our studios, hotel stay, and everything. So we put it all up. So you may ask yourself, what's the catch? Well, here's the catch. The catch is, first, you have to audition with us, and it's not a hard process. You just submit some information, which I'll share. Once we accept, then the fun begins. And I'll, throughout this presentation, show you what is the ROI for your initial investment. So who we are, we're an on-demand platform that provides content by top authors, speakers, and leaders around the world. That's you, right? So some of you may or may not be, but this is specifically for you. And if you know someone, especially for those of you who are actually watching this right now live on Facebook, if you know a speaker, professional speaker, author, trainer, platform producer, then definitely tag them in this post or share it in a message or on their timeline, so this can be a blessing for them, and it may be a blessing for you, because after this portion, I'm going to share a little bit about, if you're not a speaker, trainer, author, entrepreneur, how you can actually profit from the opportunity. But if you're an author, speaker, author, trainer, entrepreneur as well, that if you choose to, you will not only brand you, but will give you the opportunity to earn 9 different ways with us into millions and millions of dollars while getting your message out there. So the world is evolving, and people on the planet right now are overwhelmed with everything that's going on, because the world's going digital, and it's going digital fast, and most people don't know, and our company is helping with that for most of you. So here's what we're doing. We're creating a more conscious and connected world by doing what? Teaching people how to become their greatest version of themselves while doing good for the planet and the human race. And the way we're going to do that and teach them those is, we're waiting for the key top producers, the key top speakers, trainers, and entrepreneurs to get your content on our platform, and we do the work for you. So let's go for it and dive in deep a little bit. So as we're looking here, pictured here, this handsome gentleman in Dubai, that's our founder and CEO, Mr. John Sotoris. Some of you might see some of these amazing faces here and smiles that's on our screen, like Miss Kerry Weber Young, a very good friend of ours. If you can Google any of these other professionals and see who they are, and you'll know the caliber of the folks that we're looking for. So if that's you or you're aspiring to be, we also have within the team some of us, like myself, that can mentor and coach some of you. So a lifestyle community, which is what we are, with a mission to bring like-minded people together. And before I jump into the rest of it here, let me just share a little bit about my background, so you kind of know, because sometimes when I'm looking at any information, I want to know, well, who's the guy or the girl sharing, and do they actually qualify to present to me information and know what they're talking about? So for those of you who don't know, and what Ahmed, hadn't had the chance to share, because we don't want to go through a whole long bio, but I'm just going to give you a little bit about me. So for 20 years of my professional life, I served as a United States Marine. And I actually got blown up in Iraq 3 separate times. As Ahmed mentioned, I received the Purple Heart for that. It's not a medal you want to receive, because you literally have to shed blood in combat, die, or lost consciousness. And yep, all 3 of those happened. So I was awarded the Purple Heart. Now, here's what's important. That's not that much important. What's important is this. When I left the military, I got into personal development, which is what our platform is all about. And that changed everything for me. So when you change your mindset or your philosophy, so your philosophy is what you know, how you hold it, and how it affects what you do. So that changed and affected everything for me. Since then, I have launched over 30 different companies. I've sold 27 of them. I launched a new one last year. So now I have 8 multi-million-dollar companies, well, 7 multi-million-dollar companies. The newest one, the Outcomes and Breakthrough Mastermind, will be a new multi-million-dollar company within the next 12 to 24 months. So I've been running those companies, and I've also been doing a lot of coaching and consulting to high-level companies like Walmart stores, Jafra Cosmetics, Nike Media, Covia, Chevron Oil, not gas, and Walgreens. So a lot of those names that you might be familiar with, those are billion-dollar brands that I've been teaching and sharing and helping. So because of that, I actually flew out to Dubai to speak with our founder, John Sotoris, about consulting for this company. But when I saw what the mission, purpose, and passion was, I decided to not only consult, put my content on the platform, I also decided to become a marketing associate with the company myself to share the company's brand and message, because so many speakers, coaches, authors, entrepreneurs, before I made millions and was in that space, I faced and suffered to overwhelm myself to put my stuff online. Now, I've personally had online courses for the last 7 years and still do, but this is the best because now they did all the work for me. Here you can see pictured, if you've been reading it a little bit, what people are saying about ASCIRA. I'll just read one of them for you and we'll move forward. But here on the left-hand side, the first one says, got to know of ASCIRA at the start of 2020, and just wow, ASCIRA with its online learning travel portal, social media, and e-commerce will tear down all borders and let business simply flow. I'm not going to go any further. When you understand how powerful the first half of that statement is, you're going to understand how powerful this is for us. So let's dig in. What I'm giving you are just basically screenshots from our actual new website that's launching here at the end of the month coming in. But when you want to become a content provider and you click Be Our Content Provider, you got a chance now to go a little behind the scene with me. So come on, let's take the tour easily. The first thing you'll see in becoming a content provider is we're going to give you a chance to reach our global audience together to brand you. And we're going to talk and show you a little more how that is. So here we help you turn your knowledge into profits, which is what most speakers, trainers, entrepreneurs are actually looking to do anyways. So the ASCIRA content providers are highly passionate about their materials. Yes, that's you. I'm sure you are. So in becoming a content provider, and I'll give you some examples of some who are already here as we move forward, but you're all very well spoken and you're able to deliver your message very clear. That's why most of you are here. And if you're watching on social media, this is why we're seeking you, so that we can have an equal exchange. And you will love the exchange. I believe you'll get a better exchange, which is why I got started. So we prefer those who have the credentials or are highly experienced in their field. Why? Because today, when you look at things like, Udemy or YouTube, anyone can actually put a course or content together, but it's not vetted. We have a vetted process that helps you as a professional separate yourself from those who believe they're the competition, but they're not. So however, it's ultimately the value that you get to bring to the community that guides our decisions. So we help you brand, we help you grow your brand, inspire the world, and give you a chance to join and inspire our community. So as you build your brand and you increase your global reach in all the markets beyond the reach. So for example, if you thought of, like I said before, entering into the Asian market, which I wanted to do, Asia and India. Why? Let me just back up for a second. Because I understood that the person that win the war on poverty with getting your information out there to the world across the pond, meaning this, the person who builds and brands highly in Asia and India, which is more than 2/3 of the world, wins the game. And ASCIRA decided to do that for me. And I am happy that I joined and got on board to do the same thing. You get to help people around the world advance in their skills and learning. So you look at some of the professionals that are on our platform, like Mr. Gary Vaca. Some of you guys who know him, written over 23 different books. He's known as the Why Guy. All I'm going to say is this. I'm going to slow down for a second. Just Google these individuals and you'll see the caliber of professionalism we are seeking. So this is not for your near run-of-the-mill folks. We're looking for the professionals. And if you're not and you have the aspiration to be, we can help teach you as well. So what I want to do first is just kind of slow down and go through some of the frequently asked questions that some of you might have. And also we're going to still do a question and answer at the back. So as you're asking, and I go through the information, I want to answer some of those up front so your brain can just be relaxed as we go through the information and see what we're doing for you. Here's why I'm doing it this way. Because some of you might have heard the old adage of, if something sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Well, that's been a lie for a lot of things. You can ask my wife, because my wife is living the most perfect life she ever imagined and designed. And sometimes she says, babe, it still sounds too good to be true. And I said, well, you married the perfect man. What do you want me to tell you? Right? So it's a lie. It's just what other people say when they're not willing to do the work, right? So number one, how should I actually get started with the application? If that's you looking at the opportunity, then you start planning your course. We're looking for our minimum courses entail 20 modules, 10 minutes apiece, right? Per course. Then how long should the entire course be? On average, if you look at what I just said, that gives you somewhere roughly between 180 to 220 minutes of content per course, right? So then the third question, as we look here, let me see my screen. What should I send with my application if I would like to be a content provider? So obviously that's a great question, and it's pretty easy. In your application, you should include this: your bio, a professional profile photo of you, so one vertical and one horizontal, so we can see all the accentuation of your beautiful face. And you'll see why that's important later on, because I'll give you examples of some of our content providers who are on the platform. Your course summary, so a list really of the 20 different modules you're planning to put on our platform that you'll be teaching, your social media profiles, websites. And here's why: because we're actually going to brand you, and you'll see later on how this all ties in to help brand you to the world. And then one more thing, don't forget your digital audition. Well, you might be asking, what is a digital audition? I'm so glad you asked. That is question number 4. So we want to see you on camera, what you look like. So a digital audition is a video of you, which you will record and send in, explaining your experience, your passion, and your adversities. So that adversity, basically how you overcome that adversity. We want to see how you actually deliver message with your flair, right? So describe your content and what value you add and who will benefit from it. So share a few examples of your actual previous work, and most importantly, tell us about you, because you're important. You are the person we're going to brand, and we want to tell the world your story, and your story is best told from you. Right. So number 5 is, how long should the digital audition video be? Typically, somewhere between 5 to 10 minutes, right? So save it as a YouTube link and send that to us. You'll get the email. If you connect back to the person who invited you, if you're looking at this on social media, the person that possibly tagged you, if you're looking at it on my social media page, definitely send me a message and I'll walk you through the steps to help you there. And then number 6 is this, actually, I skipped number 6. So number 7, what are the benefits of being an ASCIRA content provider? Just a few. Being one of our content providers, beside everything I shared with you earlier, you'll enjoy an all expense paid to get you and your content recorded in Hollywood quality recording and post-production. This is where the money stops a lot of professionals that can't afford to actually create, produce the post-production part, their content professionally, and get it out there to the world. So your content will be exposed to our entire community, like I said, and I'll show you some examples here as we move forward. So how long does it take for approval? It'll take anywhere up from 1 to 30 days, depending on the volume of submissions that we have, right? And do I get any remuneration? So as I said, this portion of it, your remuneration in our ROI for it is so amazing. So just get this part. Up front, you're volunteering that content. So here's what I did. Let me give you an example of myself that explains number 9 instead of reading the whole thing. So I volunteered my content on the platform, and which you'll see later on, there's so many individuals from all around the world that are reaching out to me via social media because it's branded on the platform, from Spain, Lithuania, Angora, all over the world that's reaching out. And now I have the opportunity to actually share my actual work with them, which you would in business would be called the upsell, to sell my product at full price outside of the community, which the community doesn't take anything from that while they're branding me. So understand this: if you had spent the money anyways to create your course, do the post-production, the next thing you have to do, as any successful business does, is 2 of the most important things in business: sell it and market it. We are actually going to sell and market you and brand you so that our community can reach out to you and pay you for your content moving forward. So who will be looking at your application? Well, instead of explaining it, let me give you, because a picture tells 1,000 words, and good-looking pictures tell a better good-looking story. Like these 3 amazing individuals here, there's actually 6 very highly qualified individuals on our content review board, but these are the top 3 I wanted to share with you today in the essence of time. Mr. Travis Fox, who's an Emmy Award-winning producer and actor. Mr. Curtis Rando is an executive creative director for over years, worked with some of the largest Hollywood picture studios in the world, and Mr. Dave Dahl, who's a TEDx Talk producer. So the caliber and quality of individuals we have here is bar none. So this is not you just doing something, or YouTube or Udemy sending it in and we're going. So giving you kind of a look. Once you've been, let's say you've been accepted, get into our academy, this is what our course catalog looked like. And I want to just kind of go through this a little slower than usual, because I have a tendency to talk real fast when I get excited. The New York comes out of me. But look at the courses and pay attention. If you don't see, there's a lot of courses from the Asian market, like I said. Now, here's something I want you to also know. In Asia and India, which is 2/3 of the world, this region of the world is the largest consumers of English materials. Let me pause here for a second. What does that mean? That means that if they're the largest population of the world and they're seeking English material, we're actually doing this live right now in North America, they're seeking you, which is why we want to put you there, which is why we don't mind investing in you, your talent and abilities up front, so that a market that is seeking you, we can brand you and market you and sell you to the largest set of want for your material. So let's go through all the information you'll see here from blockchain, right? Mastering sales, empowered leadership. We have my course on there, human behavior psychology, heart-led living, the journey to success. And the list goes on and on and on, right? In all areas, even talking about the power of vision, the founder and CEO, John Sartorius, his course there. Gary V, right? Jerry V, the why power, the authority key by Robert Raymond Riopel, very dear friend of mine. Success means 100% on board. There's so much more. As I said, look at, so you see a lot of the professionals here. If you see yourself as one of the professionals here, then we would love to have you on board. So there's so many areas and categories, and we're looking for you. So what I want to do is kind of give you a few examples of, once your course is finished and it's on our platform, what does that actually look like on our platform when our community is looking at you and your course? Obviously, with your course there, you see Mr. Robert Riopel's course. In the very beginning, it has a description of his course, The Authority Key. And then you have the sizzle reel, or the video introduction, the intro to the course. And as you go down through the course, it shows you the initial modules as we're going through his first 3 modules, which is mentorship, action, success through celebration, right? And it goes on, right? Till you get to the very last portion of his course, and he talks about the 4 currencies of life. Now, here's where it gets very exciting for you. Remember I talked about those 2 different pictures, the vertical and the horizontal? Here's another one with Robert. At the end of the course, there's now a description of Robert himself. So the first was the course, the second is you. Tells more of our community, who you are, but if they want to connect with you, they can reach out with you as we're branding you on all of your social media platforms to see more about yourself. So let's dive in some more. Let's dive in a little bit to see what the community actually looks like. So on the tab here, you can see it has from home, daily news, community, best resources, inbox, profile, people, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So let's dive into the community a little bit. So I'm giving you here an example of a profile of one of my very dear friends, who's actually our COO, Miss Belinda Lee. Her profile name is Super B. So Super B's profile, as you can see, is very similar to Facebook. And let me pause here for a second. This is not Facebook. This is ASCIRA Social. We have our own social platform. Like I said, we are a social lifestyle community. Now, here's the difference between us and other social lifestyle or social learning communities. So for example, the other social communities like Facebook, like LinkedIn, like the newest one coming up now and fastest growing, TikTok, those social communities extract values from its community. So they market to you and take money from you. Ours actually infuse value. So we pay our social lifestyle community. And if you're asking yourself, well, yeah, that's great, Dr. O, that my content can be on your platform. How am I knowing that I'm really getting out there to the world? Well, that's the amazing part, because what's been building in the last 108 days, and the reason why we've now surpassed close to 6,000 individuals in just under 100 days, and we're still in pre-launch. The world doesn't know. If you're knowing now, is because you're hearing about it from a friend, because we haven't launched yet. We are building the sales force. We've been selling and marketing the opportunity to be able to build the business side of this, which we'll talk about in the half, to promote and provide the second phase, which is our social platform here. And in our social platform, you get to see, just like Facebook, you see here Super B have, where she has her own followers and folks that she's following, and her activity and friends and different polls that she can take. And I'll give you examples of that. But she watched the course on Sue Demas and says, you know, she's just a great teacher. And she's starting to have some comments and folks in there. She watched Robert's course because it says there the authority key, and she says he is an awesome instructor, right? So going down and folks are engaged. But on the left-hand side where it says course discussions, over here on the left are all the different courses that Super B has actually subscribed to personally on our platform that she has full access to. These are the ones that she's looking at, or she started looking at personally. Now on the right side here where it says be the best, learn now, something here in Chinese, legendary success, and enroll now. This is a roll in silico. It'll always be changing and bringing up things like the new courses and all the new things that you can enroll in now, and the new courses that you may want to try when a new course comes out. So for example, it's 3 months down the road, your course comes out, it pops up here on the right-hand side, and Super B can actually click on it and check it out, check out your sizzle, your intro, and see if she wants to take a look at your course. But let's say she does that. She continues in on her profile. You see here, she was taking a poll, you know, just kind of playing around asking, you know, can I find out what your color is? So picture the community that we're building with everyone else. She also has her own little happiness group and different activities and things that she has. So picture this as it grows. This is what happens. The activities, the polls that she takes, people are able to do that and tying and play together. What's important about that is here, let's say she watches this course here that says Mastering Sales. Now the Mastering Sales course, and she writes here and put in at the name of the content provider for that course. It tags you in our community and starts that conversation. She can put in your URL, an image, or a poll, does all those things, or she can share it within the community or externally to some other community. I don't know, like Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, any one of them. Oops, did I say that? Yep. So brand you some more for you. Now, her individual dashboard and what all our platform users' individual dashboards would look like is an example like this. Now you see Super B's back end, all the courses that she has here, 18 courses, over 52 hours that she's already engaged in, where she's located in Dubai. You can reach her if you want, belindalee.com, the post that she's reaching her different achievements. Now, this is important because here's the thing. The reason to keep platforms active and why a lot of them are keep changing things is to gamify the process by which your community stays active and engaged. She has different achievements that she can get. Down here, it says, look, she's an active member. Members who actually have 10 or more social actions in a month, they earn different achievements, right? And then down here, you have all these other things from standard all the way up to VIP, and what you get for VIP then shows her about and then the activity. So imagine every person's profile and more what they have. So her activity, her yes, which is kind of like likes equivalent to Facebook, etc. Best of, and then polls that she's ran or taken. So a lot of that shows. Now, here's what's really exciting. Slowing down again. With all her courses that she has started watching, how we gamify the process, and for actually watching and gaining, they are tracked to gamify the process so that they can earn different badges and different points to earn other free things. Like we'll share later on about travel, all those other things that add up. We gamify the process completely. Shows you here the courses that she subscribed to and what percentage. So for example, she looked at mine, 20%. She looked at Paul's, 28%. She looked at Dave's 25 and Steve 40%, right? So you look at the percentage, it's tracking and it's keeping a track for her on what she's actually doing. And then it shows in her network, her followers or who she's following. Why is this important? Because one follower who is on, for example, watch my course and invite a lot of her friends to watch my course. I want to back up for a second and not talk to you as I'm sharing this information. I want to talk to you as how I see it as having my content on there. Someone who loves my content, tag and share their friends who are learning and watching it, that is called free advertising, free marketing that I don't have to pay for anymore. Within her community, she's building more awareness to my course. Now, what's important here for Super B? Imagine this portion here is my absolute favorite because I'm a detailed note taker and I love to learn. So she's going to take notes on my book. Now, one of the things our community does is not only provide the content virtually, but the company on the building side, we will be producing and doing 2 to 4 events a year. Why is this important? So she's taking notes on your course and learning information or following you on social media. When you show up in one of our events where you can actually deliver your live information, she can still backtrack and go to her notes from your course and take notes. Forget losing the notebook. This is a permanent notebook that someone gets to take notes, whether it's on their phone or on their laptop, wherever they're at, and track it and keep it with them all the time. Internal case studies, the library of courses, they have different resources and useful links like websites to other useful courses like itself. Store them all here where they could share with their friends and anyone else. It's incredible. So what I want to do is give you a deeper dive into when your course is on the platform, how this actually brands you even more and show you a little more detail of the courses and what can actually happen. So this is Darren Kidd. Darren Kidd is another very great friend of mine. Now, Darren is not building the business. Darren is just a content provider. Like some of you here, you might go and do I have to build a business? No, we'll talk about that in the back end here. But Darren is a trainer to several network marketing companies in the industry. He trains in the industry of network marketing. His course, The Ultimate Guide to Network Marketing, is here. So on our platform, we have everything under the sun on our platform. So here's his course, talks a lot about it. There's his intro video. And then this is what it looks like in one of the actual courses in that module. And what's important here is here's Super B kind of going through the course a little bit. She's finished this one, 25%. Starts for him first, number 1, the magic ingredient, all the way down. So she's watching here, types of knowledge, minute 5 and 40 seconds into it. It's showing a little bit of the course, but then you have her engage. Something I want you to pay attention to is this. Looking here, you have the path, you have learners, and you have discuss. Now, what does that mean? Now, on the path, you see here, it's just her in this course as for learners. So the path is where she's at here. This is the path, the course description down. And the learners is she's the only learner now because this is in test mode, right? As we're coming out next month. So she's the learner here. But now picture this. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 12, 15, 18 months from now, there's going to be hundreds, thousands of individuals or thousands of learners in this section that have clicked on that course and are learning. She can actually go to discuss and start the conversation. Oops. She can start the conversation, break the ice or break the silence, what we call it. Type in a URL, put in an image, and just start the discussion about it. She can hold discussions with other learners in the category. So now think of it this way. Someone likes your work and start learning from other folks, starting their own internal mastermind. You're not even there. Learning more about you, and some of them want to be able to reach out and connect with you. If they want to do so at the end of your course, again, we reach out. So here's Darren's Kidd profile. At the end of his course, tells all about him. Let's say you wanted to reach out to Darren Kidd on social media, on Facebook. Well, let's go to his Facebook page. A link directly to his Facebook page. I'm going to slow down here and ask you this. How powerful do you think that is when millions and billions of individuals have the chance to have an impression of knowing who you are, being sold and marketed by one of the most amazing platforms on the planet? Oh, I thought I heard a lot of yeses, right? When I saw this, it was game over for me. And I knew, look, one of my companies is a social media marketing business. I'm not even marketing my products anymore because this platform is doing it. And why is that important? Because word of mouth marketing or advertising is the best in the world. An ad on Facebook or on LinkedIn or on Alibaba or on Amazon cannot do what I'm doing right now, which is explain you and what you do. So as you look into this, we want you to be able to stay tuned for the live version as it comes in the ASCIRA Academy. But what I want to do is spend just a couple seconds here to transition. So this is for if you're a speaker, trainer, author, entrepreneur, content provider, you'd love to actually get on our platform and go through our process, which is very simple. You want to for sure connect back to the person that introduced you to this information here today. Or if you're seeing it on Facebook and you were tagged or shared by someone, connect back with that person so they can tell you what that process is. What I want to share with you now is how we were able to actually, in the last 100 days, build the company and generate all those other speakers and trainers that you've seen that are already on our platform, surpass the number of 5,000 individuals in the first 90 days, and how we're building the business. Because if you see the opportunity, like I did, to put my work and content on the platform, but you also see the opportunity to earn up to 9 different ways, it's incredible. So I'm going to share the business side with you. And I want you to understand these are 2 separate pieces. You don't have to be a business partner to get your content on the platform. All you have to do is go through the process, be accepted, and we do the rest. But if you're an opportunist like I am, and you want a stream of residual income, let's talk about the business. So let's talk about a little bit about the opportunity, because an opportunity is really only an opportunity if you are ceasing said opportunity. So what I want to do is talk to you about why this would be the right place and right time. And definitely this is not only the right company, it's the only company doing what we're doing, because so many of you professionals out there, for example, just before COVID hit in February, fully, I was supposed to be speaking in Canada to over 2,500 individuals on stage with Grant Cardone, with Kevin Harrington, with Kevin Hart, several other A-list speakers. And the truth is this, I was going to be able to share and speak, earn my income from my keynote, and leave. But what would have happened if I was going to be able to profit from Kevin Harrington and all the other keynote speakers there? So the opportunity I'm about to share with you is this. I want you to understand, as a content provider, not only will your content be able to be up on our platform, but you can now financially benefit from every other content provider on our platform. And like anything else, because the world is scrambling to figure out how to work from out of the comfort of your home now, we're giving you that opportunity to do it with your loved ones, get the recognition you deserve, and gain a higher level of financial security while you have the ability to travel the world. And we'll share more about that too. So let's talk about the 5 major engines that we've put on our platform. So as a social lifestyle community, this is what we're doing. We understand the power of social media and social media advertising. That industry alone is over $55 billion, which is why we have our own social media platform. And we're actually going to pay our community to build our platform out, which is why we're going to surpass Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and many of them faster than it took them to get there. It took Facebook 10 years. We initially planned 10 years to do the exact same thing too, but we're going to pay our community to do it, which means we'll get there in half the time, because Facebook didn't pay you to build it. Neither did Instagram. Neither did LinkedIn, but we're going to pay you. The network marketing industry is 190 billion. So we're incorporating that model, especially the compensation plan that network marketing uses, to pay you for your efforts. And you'll see here later on, up to 80 cents on the dollar is paid out. Now, incorporating that industry and the one that we all fall into, for those of you who are the content providers, speakers, trainers, authors, is the leadership training and development arena. This is over $1 billion a day. Your content is needed, and we're going to pay you once you're accepted to put it on our platform and brand it to the world in this $366 billion arena. We're also incorporating travel, which is 8.8 trillion, and e-commerce, which is 29 trillion, or which was 29 trillion. Since COVID hit, this has already grown, because the world moved from about 30% to about 73% shopping on e-commerce. So what we're doing is bridging the digital, virtual, and physical together. We'll talk about our physical product here too. And that is to go beyond $1 billion, not $1 billion, but 1 billion individuals in our community, on our platform, looking at your information, and you get the opportunity to profit from it and others like you. So how we're going to do this very simply, ladies and gentlemen, in 3 simple phases. Phase 1 is the global marketing team that we're building right now. So in the first half, I talked about how your information on our platform is key. And in our first phase, we're building the sales and marketing team to market your information. So if you choose to become a marketing associate like myself and others to market your information and others, you get to profit from that. Phase 2 is rolling out social media. And once we get there, oh, it's going to be a beautiful thing, because phase 3 is when we introduce our e-commerce online shopping mall, our virtual shopping mall, in the 3rd phase. So picture this. We already have the agreements with over 9,000 companies. Those same companies who are marketing and advertising on Facebook, on Amazon, on Alibaba, and they're paying for marketing and advertising. On our platform, they'll be able to do it at no cost. If you're a business owner and you understand that, well, you know where they're going. That's why we're going to do what every business tries to do, monopolize the market. We're also, as I shared for travel, we're also giving you access to travel on our ASCIRA Smart Travel platform to discover the new experience of traveling by saving up to 70% in travel. And you'll get a chance to do that through hotels, flights, car rentals, cruises, excursions, and luxury homes. Plus, you get an exclusive VIP concierge service with us. But most importantly, you get to enjoy loyalty reward points and travel more. In fact, travel for free. My favorite credit card of all the credit cards I have is my Hawaiian Miles MasterCard, because everything I spend, I put on that card as best as possible. My wife and I, we earn millions of points, and every year we take a minimum of 4 round-trip first-class flights to Hawaii. And let me tell you, it's first class. It's not cheap, but we get it for free because of travel reward points. Imagine being able to do that here. Our last product is coffee. Now, our founder and CEO, Mr. John Sartoris, built a sales team of over 1 million distributors and sold over 1 billion in coffee. Coffee is the 2nd most consumed beverage on this planet. So in some markets, in limited markets, we have to have a physical product. Coffee is the product we choose. So it's the world's most popular beverage. And as you can see here on the screen, it boosts your metabolism and burn fat. I personally don't drink coffee. As you can tell, I'm naturally energetic. My wife drinks coffee though. So happy wife, happy life. I buy coffee because I want to stay happy. So let's talk about the 9 different ways you get paid here if you decide to build a business. And as we close out, I'm going to answer questions on both ends with those of you here. So the first way we actually get paid is for selling our product. That's the personal retail. So as you sell the product, you earn 20%. Very simple. Let's just say that was, so our subscription is $99 a month to the platform for your content and the entire platform that we have there. So you market that to a customer, $99 a month. Well, that's $19, right? So you look, it's 20% of that. You get to connect with as many people as possible. It's unlimited. Very simple. Number 2 is for the personal wholesale. So you'll get a chance to see here, we'll talk in a bit, is that we have our pre-packaged, pre-sold packages for our subscription program. On the business side, when you market one of these to enroll someone as a marketing associate, you earn up to 15%. Very simple. There's no limits to how many individuals you can introduce and how many individuals you want to share with. Me personally, as you can tell, I'm a loudmouth. I love to share things that I'm passionate about. And if you're going to financially incentivize me for something I love anyways, I'm just going to do it even further and faster, right? The next is my personal favorite, because I was born the last of 13 kids. 12 boys, 1 girl. I was already born into a football team. And at the age of 17, I joined the Marine Corps, a larger team. When I left the military, I got involved in network marketing. It was my first business officially I did when I left the United States Marine Corps. And building teams are very important. But imagine starting to build your own team and you're earning up to 35%, not only from your efforts, but from the efforts of others. And to make it even more fun, when you're building your team or you get involved, the person that's building their team, we have what's called a placement volume. This is how the placement volume works. Let's say I brought you on board, but you're busy, still building your business, still building your coaching practice, still sharing on stage, and you can't build as aggressive as I can. With all the businesses I have, I love leverage, and they give me time to do this and put a lot of focus into it for the next 5 years. But I'm building aggressively, and people are going to land in your team because I'm building, and they what we call spillover into your team. You get to earn up to 35% of my efforts. This is beautiful. When you're busy and you're still busy earning income from someone else. That's a beautiful thing. Number 5, this is my favorite because it is the way that we're going to earn the most income. Why? Because 80% of everyone in our company is going to be a customer. Monthly subscription models are the greatest models out there. Here's a few examples. Netflix. If you have a cell phone, your cell phone bill is a subscription model. You don't pay your cell phone, you know, talking to your friends. Some of you are probably on your cell phone now, but any subscription model is very, very powerful. So 35% on that. Number 6, this is very simple. I love teaching, training, and helping others, which is why I got into the coaching space. But we're here with us. Everyone that I personally bring on and teach and coach and develop them and their teams and their organization, I get a chance to earn up to 50% matching what they do. So for example, this is a financial incentivization for me to do my best teaching those I bring on board. I get to earn up to 50% to check match them. So for example, it's not from their income, but if, let's say, you know, I brought 10 folks on board and they're all earning $5,000 a month. I get a check match up to $2,500 with that. That's a beautiful way to earn income, and I love it. Now, as you progress and you build your business and you build with a team, you start to escalate up our rank structure. And we have one just like any other company or any other organization in the world. Our start has 15 different ranks to actually achieve, starting at bronze and ending at Royal Ambassador. Well, what is that? It is a one-time bonus every time you achieve one of the ranks. So 250 for bronze and 1 million for Royal Ambassador. And the aggregate between each of them goes up in that one time. Oh, it's so exciting. In that one time payment that you're going to receive. But you might be saying to yourself, Obom, well, I'll get to that rank. And is that it? No, once you get there and you maintain that rank, you'll receive what's called a lifestyle bonus. Now, this one I like, I don't love, because my wife said this is her bonus, so I like it. But I love my wife. So this is basically, I'm calling this the Amazon bonus because she's a very avid Amazon shopper, and I know what she's going to do. This bonus, once you get to the silver position and above, you earn anywhere from $300 to $10,000 on a monthly basis to either pay for a new car, to either go on a nice vacation, or buy a new home, or pay that new home off, pay that loan off, pay that credit card off. This you can call your debt repayment program just by maintaining your position with the company. Now, this one is my absolute favorite because I think and see big picture in every single thing that I do. So the Diamond Global Bonus Pool, that's this here. The little blue column, so from blue to black, once you achieve there, you see it's not that tough to do. It's kind of just not even in the middle. It's at the beginning. It's the 6th out of the 15 different positions to get to. So from diamond and above, you earn 3%. And some of you might be thinking 3% isn't that much. Well, if you did remember, I say our goal is to go beyond $1 billion. We're taking 10 years to do it. What if? It's 5 years from now. But already within the first 100+ days, we're over 5,000. If you continue that math, it's 10, 15,000. The law of momentum says we will double that every 90 days. Well, let's just say on average, we go to the end of the year, that's still 25,000 people on a monthly subscription program, $99 a month. 3% of that goes back to every diamond. Well, do the math. Imagine what happens when it goes to millions and billions. That number probably just give you a headache, and that's okay. It's a positive headache. It's eustress. Now, once you get there, the company wants to reward you as well. So our Peak Performance Reward Program is amazing. I'm going to do this from the bottom up. So you're going to earn a lot of income here with us. And the $1 million club is for everyone who would have earned in excess of $1 million+ dollars. This is not monthly. This is not annually. It's to its entirety. You'll get a beautiful blue jacket for the men so you can look very debonair and dashing. And for the women, a very fine figured, measured, tailored jacket for you so you can look your best. We have the Diamond Retreat Summits, which are all about the red carpet life and the VIP treatment. We also have our regional leadership retreats, which will be all around the world. And the higher you go, the more exclusive we get. So if you're looking at that and you're saying to yourself, again, Obom, this sounds too good to be true. Remember, it's true. That's the only reason why I'm here. And I'm going to share this with you for those of you who don't know. Independently, look, I've been independently wealthy myself for quite a few years now. And I have the ability to do what I want, where I want, and however I choose to. It's not bragging. It's just that I've worked my butt off and I've focused on two things, leverage and access. And what we're about to offer you is the ability to have leverage and access to a community never seen before, where we have a social lifestyle community of individuals like yourself, if you're a speaker, trainer, author, entrepreneur, where their work is on our platform and you get a chance to profit and build a business also while you're being branded to the world and getting your message out there to build you more. So we're going to talk about the two main ways to get involved with the company here. When you're looking at opportunities, there's always an opportunity cost. So here is the Pro Pack, which is the Professionals Pack. This was available until June. Here's why, or June 4th. Here's why it's extended. Because everyone who knew and found out about it in the month of May, the last day of May, we had so much going on. We literally broke the company's website. And our founder was then had to weigh two options. You have a frustrated bunch of folks talking bad about the company because the website broke, or you just extend it for a month because he's generous and give them the opportunity to remain in pre-launch. So now this is not until June 4th, it's until June 31st, or June 30th rather. Sorry, June 31st is for the year that doesn't exist. So June 30th, right, this pack is normally $1,700, so it's on discount for $500, $499. You save $1,200, you get a chance to activate all three of our business marketing centers the remainder of the year. So it says 4 months here, now 6 months of access to the academy, 6 months to smart travel. And if you look at it, I said it's $99 to the academy, it's $99 to the smart travel. That's already double the return on your investment, plus a convention ticket when we open our first convention. And for the drum roll, you're able to upgrade to our Founders Pack. Now, let me just slow down here for a second. There's only ever going to be 1,000 of this. It's limited to 1,000 people. You might be asking yourself, why would you invest $5,000? Why would you not? When you have lifetime access to all the company events for the life of the company, or for as long as you live and the company's still around, and lifetime access to someone else. As you see in the first 90 days, we've already built into the thousands. What will happen 18 months from now, 2 years from now, when there's 30,000 individuals in an arena? Do you want to stand in a line and wait for hours, or do you want to show up with your founder's pin on your chest that gives you access to the front of the line to only sit with 1,000 members? Why is this only going to be 1,000? Because the fact of the matter is this: if we do more than that, that would bankrupt the company. So we're only giving this limited to 1,000 people that have the vision. They say without vision, people perish. So if you have the vision, jump on in. These are going. There's a few hundred that's already gone, but once they're gone, they're gone. It's never going to be any more than that. You get a chance to be continuously highlighted on our corporate Facebook page. You also get access to all three of our marketing centers. You get priority access to customer service, and most importantly, you get an invitation to all the rank qualified training events. Meaning what? If you start as a founder, you're not moving that much because you still have another business to run. You can take your time, but you get an invitation exclusive as a founder to all the high-level training that's available. You also get 18 months access, so not until 2021 would you have to pay anything for your access to the platform, which is only $99 a month, right? And 12 months access to the ASCIRA Smart Travel. Now, those two investment packages that are shared there, that is not a monthly thing. It's not an annual thing. It's a one-time thing. Now, this is where I get a chance to invite you actually to say this. Whatever you decide to do with us, you can decide to be a content provider. Then I would invite you to connect back to the person that invited you so that we can walk you through the process, get you the steps to getting your information in front of our content review board so that we can get your program on our platform and brand you. But if you decided to partner with us and grow your business, you can do so at number 3, become a marketing associate with us. Now, the second one is for the person that wants to just have savings, access to our platform. And if you're just a person that wants to just enjoy the benefits, once we open to the public next month, you have the ability to do that. But get back to the person that invited you. And what I'm going to do now is just kind of transition. We're right at the hour at 6 o'clock, timed very perfectly to jump into question and answers. But before I do that, I want to take a break, drink some water. But before I drink the water, here's what I want to say to each and every one of you. Thank you for your time and thank you for jumping on. But I want to bring back this amazing gentleman, Mr. Ahmed Ali, who said much of nothing about himself in the beginning. But I want to bring him on to share why he got started, because just like you, he was a speaker, trainer, author, and he's an entrepreneur. He fell into all categories. So I got a chance to brag on him rather than he's aerodynamic and sexy like myself. Ahmed, please share with us, why did you decide to get started with the opportunity here with ASCIRA?
Absolutely, Dr. O. Thank you very much for an extensive presentation.